Dublin, in the early hours of the morning. The streets are quiet, the way they always are before a city wakes. And somewhere in that quiet, the world lost one of its truest voices. Glen Hansard is gone. He was 56. Because Glen Hansard's story never really started in a studio or on a stage built for him. It started on the streets. At just 13 years old, he walked away from school and picked up a guitar instead, busking on the pavements of Dublin, playing for strangers, for coins, for nothing but the hope that someone might stop and listen. That's where he learned to sing, not for an audience, but to one, person to person, heart to heart. It's a skill you can't fake, and it never left him.
Lover, you've been hesitating. You've been hanging on for that sign too long.
By his late teens, he'd formed the Frames, a band that would carry him for decades, through highs and quiet years alike, always rooted in that same raw, unguarded honesty. And then came the role that would change everything, a small part in The Commitments in 1991. A film about a scrappy Irish band chasing something bigger than themselves. Life, it seems, has a way of writing its own scripts.
But it was 2007 that gave the world Glen Hansard fully realized. Once, a tiny, low-budget film about two musicians finding each other through song on the streets of Dublin became something extraordinary. And the song at its heart, Falling Slowly, written and performed alongside his musical partner Markéta Irglova, became an anthem for anyone who has ever loved quietly, imperfectly, and completely. It won them an Oscar. But if you ever watched Glenn sing that song, really watched him, you understood it was never about the award. It was about the ache underneath it. That's what made him different. He didn't perform emotion, he simply couldn't hide it. Tributes have poured in from across the world tonight. Ireland's Prime Minister spoke of the deep mark Glenn left on the nation's culture. Bruce Springsteen, who called him a friend, said the E Street family was heartbroken, remembering him as a generous, joyful man who was always ready to sing.
Hi, I'm Glen Hansard, singer from Ireland. 15 years old. I was kind of in a funny spot. I was getting into trouble. I was, beginning to steal cars. My girlfriend's big brother gives me a cassette. Bob Dylan, more Bob Dylan's greatest hits. I put it on. I went into my bedroom for 2 years. I learned how to play that guitar. You couldn't have given me a better opening song. Thank you.
Fellow musician Mike Scott of the Waterboys simply wished him well on whatever road came next. And that feels right somehow. Because Glen Hansard's music was always about the road, about searching, about the beauty found in ordinary streets, ordinary heartbreak, ordinary people trying to say something true. He leaves behind his partner and their young son, a family he had spoken of with quiet, unmistakable pride in recent years. And he leaves behind decades of songs. Some sung in packed concert halls, some once sung to no one at all on a cold Dublin street corner, all carrying that same unmistakable voice. Glen Hansard once sang about falling slowly, about love and loss, and the courage it takes to feel something all the way through. Tonight, a city and a world of people who never even met him are falling slowly too, into grief, into gratitude, into the songs he left behind. He busked on the streets of Dublin so that strangers might stop and listen. Tonight, the whole world is listening.